Hurricane Milton will make landfall in Florida in just hours. Now a Category 3 storm, forecasters predict Milton will bring life-threatening conditions of 125-mile-an-hour wind and up to 15 feet of deadly storm surge in some areas. The rain is already pouring down. The time to evacuate over. First responders will soon be unable to help any residents who choose to stay until after the storm has passed. The hurricane's path stretches from Tampa to Fort Myers. More than 3.3 million people live in that path. President Biden says he sent a surge of resources and rescue teams to Florida in order to be as prepared as possible.
At this point, evacuation is probably difficult. So I encourage people to look for safer shelter. Sometimes moving just a few miles can mean the difference between life and death. We've already approved emergency declarations for Florida. We have thousands of federal personnel on the ground. We've staged and are ready to go. We have 20 million meals, 40 million liters of water.
Time-lapse video taken from the International Space Station shows just how massive this storm has become. FEMA already had 1,000 personnel in Florida as a part of its help in recovering from Hurricane Helene. An additional 1,200 agents have been sent now to help with search and rescue efforts following Milton. The agency's director says the response to Milton will not take away from the recovery effort in other states hit hard by Helene. In North Carolina, where at least 120 people died from Helene, the state's governor says the recovery effort has made significant progress.
Power outages are now down under 81,000 from 1 million. Almost 700 drinking water systems in the disaster counties are back to normal, with more coming online each day.
But in Florida, any recovery made after Helene may be washed away tonight by Milton. CBS News correspondent Jonathan Vigliotti joins me now from Tampa, Florida. Jonathan, tell us how things are progressing on the ground right now.
Yeah, John, good evening to you. The rain really starting to pick up along with the wind. We were actually reporting all day from the bay, but had to retreat because of all of the flash flooding. So far, at least 4 inches of rain have fallen. We're expecting upwards of 18 inches when all is said and done. For those that have chosen not to evacuate, they're going to be riding out a storm that the mayor here in Tampa has described as unsurvivable. There are a number of threats that we've been discussing all day long, from storm surge upwards of 12 feet expected here to extreme wind. One of the biggest concerns that we have identified as we have been patrolling around the area, all of the debris from Hurricane Helene, which hit 2 weeks ago. You had this community that was in the middle of storm recovery, picking up the pieces when they literally had to drop everything to evacuate. Now you have these piles, thousands of them with this wind, capable of easily picking up that debris, turning them into deadly projectiles. You've got thousands of first responders here on the ground in staging areas, including dozens of search and rescue teams here in the Tampa area. They're going to actually be riding out this storm in shelters before they could respond, meaning if anybody has an emergency, they're going to have to wait until after this storm passes. And then, of course, the power outages, 50,000 linemen being brought in from all over the country as far west as California. Officials warning it could take weeks to restore power here, John.
And Jonathan, how quickly is this moving? How quickly did this storm come on?
You know, the intensification of it when we were there at the bay, I mean, in a matter of an hour, it went from a relatively clear sky with some clouds to then the rain that you're seeing. It only continued to progress over a period of 2 hours that we were there. Tree limbs coming down, some of that debris that we're talking about being tossed around. Right now, you got a sense that it's starting to pick up. Obviously, we're still 2 hours away, but very ominous for what's to come, John.
Hey, Jonathan, really quickly, for those who are watching and going, wait a minute, he's in Tampa. That's the place that the mayor said get out of or everybody's going to, be in trouble. How far ahead are you of the dangerous area?
Yeah, you know, we are taking precautions. So we're staying at a hotel that was recently built to hurricane code. Hurricane codes here really ramped up after Hurricane Andrew in the 90s. The biggest areas of concern are the more lower lying areas, and specifically homes that are 1 or 2 stories confronted by that storm surge. We are on higher ground. We are in a safe building. and we are joined by first responders. So we are taking precautions, those precautions that are necessary. And when we talk about evacuations, people in some of those lower lying areas have actually been moving into this hotel, seeking this place out as a place to ride out the storm.
Very helpful. Thank you, Jonathan. Jonathan Vigliotti in Tampa, Florida. Moving from the coast, pardon me, to Central Florida, Orlando is dealing with pouring rain and high wind speeds. CBS News correspondent Manuel Bojorquez is there with a look at the conditions.
Well, the rain has definitely become more steady here in Orlando, but the worst impacts from Milton are not expected until tonight and into the overnight hours, where it's still expected to be a hurricane as it comes over this large metropolitan area on its way out to the East Coast. Already some major operational shutdowns here in Orlando. The airport ceased operations for commercial flights that started at 8 a.m. Eastern. They say they will not reopen until it is safe to do so. At this point, all the major theme parks in this area have shut down. They adjusted their hours for today, and quite likely they will be closed all day tomorrow as the people here assess the damage left behind by the hurricane and start to clean up. We've spoken to people here in Orlando who are hunkering down in our hotel, and these are people who have left, who have evacuated from the Tampa area and the West Coast. So they're going to escape the worst of the storm surge, which is the reason why they decided to come inland, but they still will get the impacts of a hurricane. And what are those expected to be here? Well, the big ones, there is a risk of flash flooding from all the rain that is expected to fall, and of course, prolonged power outages. They are telling people that the winds expected in this area will definitely knock down trees, and that could knock down power lines. So those are the impacts people are preparing for here in the Orlando area.
Well, Bojorquez, thank you, Manny.